Thank you, František. I hope you haven't tomatoes with you, because trying to summarize the General Assembly online, and I hope it will appear. Yes? Okay, so the next slide, please. So I'll try to make a summary. First of all, during this assembly, we've seen that the integrated energy roadmap for the set plan is becoming an important exercise, and the SNETP should play its role in there. We should not be out of this exercise. Then there is an action for the ExCom to draft something that we can already iterate on that. And we have then, I mean, this is something that we could implement through the next call. The SNETP have said that we help the strategic thinking of the DG Research and Innovation. It has been acknowledged by Bruno Schmitz. But if we are so good, we think that we deserve some rewarding for that, all that work. And I think it has been said, it's simply perception, but we have the feeling it's not only a perception. So from the Lithuanian presentation, the new build, the motivation is security of supply, as presently 64% of the electricity is imported, but we have seen that the winner is Hitachi General Electric ABWR. So we have to think a bit when we are claiming we are world leaders and willing to stay there. So this is a warning for us. The ENS young generation said us that nuclear sector suffers from deficit of image, not cool, not sexy, and they give us some hints how we can improve that. And they say to industry, show us openly what you want. Apparently we are not clear enough from the industry side. But the academia are also not that attractive, because they are hiding behind the independency. We have not to be contaminated by those bad guys of the industry. And so I think then the message is clear. Those young guys, they want to be educated, but to be in contact with the real world that they have to face afterwards. So I think it is a clear message for us. And towards research institution, they have also a clear message. Make us dreaming. If you call me to come in your research on stuff built not my father's, but apparently František said your grandfather's, so you will not be happy to come there. So there is also another message: rejuvenate your board of directors to all of you, research, academia, or industry. And I have then said, and I repeat it to the young generation, if you consider yourself at 35 still young, then you will be sitting in the young generation and not in a board of directors. So reduce the limit of age of young generation to 30, then at 35 you are sitting in a board of directors. Next slide, please. From the DG Research and Innovation, Bruno gave us some messages. Nuclear sector is well organized, fantastic. And SNETP made very constructive and valuable contribution to the set plan. We were thinking that, and it's better to hear it said by those who were receiving our documents. So, but repeatedly, he said, we express our frustration that it is not taken seriously at the European Commission. And this is simply a perception. We believe, sorry, Bruno, to disappoint you, that it's not simply a perception. It's a bit more than that. When even you said it yourself, what we did for the set plan for some sectors, like, for instance, the CO2 sequestration, they got a big bunch of money from the relaunch budgets. it could have been given to us. We don't disagree to take it. But, I mean, we can say that it is not, we were not prioritary. So then it's not simply a matter of perception. For the other aspect he mentioned to us, and I think we have to think about it, even though that we are confirming that our structure is the correct one, the pillars that we have established make sense, it's soundful. Even he said you have 2 technology platforms in this sector, looks not a bit confusing. And I think we have to improve that through the way we are communicating on those subgroups that we are having in there. Maybe we are giving indeed an image of split platform and that we have to work it out. The impact of the set plan on Horizon 2020. So linking the various technologies is one aspect, and that we have to work it out. And he said, think about positioning nuclear generation in distributed production network. And I think we started already talking about that. Is it that, does it mean small, medium reactor? Does it mean more than that? And I think then this is a topic of discussion in our platform, and we have to come with an answer to that. Progress on the SNETP and its pillar have been presented by the executive committee chairman and the chairs or vice chairs of the other pillars, and you have seen that they did a good work. Next. Now I come to the recommendation. So the General Assembly, as there was no opposition, is mandating our governing board for spring 2014 to come with a solution for the secretariat work and based on what has been presented by our chairman. The SNETP long vision, we remain. You see that I changed a little bit the statement of our chairman. I added only one word, mainly technical R&D orientation organization. Because we have to understand, if there was money in Europe that has been given to other sectors, that's because we thought being very technical good is sufficient. To my opinion, we have to learn to lobby correctly. And so I think, I'm not saying we have to become a lobbying group, but we have to think about it. Therefore, I say we have to remain mainly a technical R&D oriented organization. Present organization in pillar is rational, and we have to stick to it. But we have to explain it better. And beyond those pillars, it has been indicated that we have to contribute for other ideas like the societal economical challenge. And to my opinion, that's the place where we have to include the young generation people, because, as they say, there are ways to communicate that could be of interest towards the society, and to understand what are the challenges of those guys. Because if we stick in our ivory tower, we are not aware what's going on and how we are responding. System integration challenges of nuclear energy, and I have nearly finished, my dear chairman, is something that is important. And as I said, this could be drafted by the ExCom through this integration. And the nuclear research should be considered as a joint endeavor between research, politician, and public. And that's what explains my mainly there. Even you do research, you can't make it happening if you are not integrating part of interaction with your politician, with the community, etc. And I think the idea of thinking about a new deployment strategy or a new deployment document could be the way out for us. We have to update that deployment document, but then now we should not simply stick to only how we will be putting this research in which institutions, but how we can fund it. That's very important. And so that's what the deployment strategy has to look at. I think I have finished. Push once again.
So thank you very much, Hamid.
Yes, thank you.
As you said, it is not easy to put online a recommendation from this General Assembly. I think all the key stakeholders of these recommendations are here. I mean, chairmen of the three pillars of working group in Eugenia and chairman of executive committee, including myself, the chairman of governing board. So we don't need to go to very detail of your statements because it is more or less properly, according my opinion, covering what was here said. Are there any strong recommendation to add, extract, or change something on these conclusions? You have the last chance before we finalize our General Assembly. Yes, please.
Was there a recommendation earlier to the SNETP with reducing sort of deployment strategy, addressing licensing issues?
The recommendation was here clearly asked by Mark de France, because the major issue to go ahead with the demonstration mainly within the SNE is to find proper financial vehicles and money from these financial vehicles. So the recommendation was make, if possible, update of deployment strategy, and I add including focus on the vehicles to finance the implementation. So it is covered. Other comments or requests? If not, you are perfect in your working because there is no changes. I would like to thank you for all for perfect cooperation. We are in time, and this is, I am very happy that we succeeded. I wish you safe trip home, and I hope we all will closely work together to pick up all the challenges we have in front of us. Keep positive spirit, because I think the world is difficult as always. You have pros and contras on your way ahead, and but I was whole my life optimistic, and I think we should remain as a technology platform because optimism brings results in long-term future. Thank you very much.